Welcome, welcome, welcome from me to all of you. I am so excited. You're here in my kitchen, right here on the sweet spot. Today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite cakes to make. It's a very easy cake to make. It's a good dessert to make when you want something quick and you want something that's a crowd pleaser. And that is a pineapple upside down cake. We're gonna make it. I'm gonna show you how easy it is, and it's gonna taste delicious right here on the sweet spot. The first step in making our pineapple upside down cake is, of course, our topping, which will start out as our bottom, but when we flip that cake over, it's going to become our top. And that's that iconic pineapple caramel topping that you see on a pineapple upside down cake. So we're going to start out with our melted butter. Just put all of that butter in there. This is going to do two things. In the oven, as it mixes with the pineapples and the cherries, is going to create that caramelized topping to the cake. It's also going to help our cake from sticking. So I have my 9-inch pie pan here. Like I said, you can use any type of pan you want, but I'm going to tell you what works the best is a deep dish pie pan. It makes it simple to flip out. You can use disposable, or if you're in the South, I know you're going to pull out your well-seasoned cast iron skillet. Those work just as well. So I have my butter in my pan, and what I'm going to do is start rolling my butter around. And I'm rolling it gently onto the sides of my pie pan. Why am I doing that? It's because that is actually going to become our butter coating that's going to prevent the cake part from sticking. So when we flip it over, it's going to just slide right out of the pan. Okay, fine. We rolled it around, nice coating around the edge. The next step is adding that brown sugar. This is what helps when it bakes. It's going to cook with that butter to create that caramelized, gooey topping that gives those pineapples and cherries just that extra flavor. So take your brown sugar, kind of moving your fingers around, sprinkle it. Make sure you get an even coating around, so don't just dump a bunch in at once. Slowly add your brown sugar into the pan and kind of eyeball to make sure you're not adding more in one spot than the other. That gives you an even coating of that caramel topping for the pineapples that we're about to put on as our next step. So just keep going around, adding that brown sugar till it's all gone. Now that we've added our brown sugar on top of our melted butter, it's time to add those pineapples. And what I do is I place my center pineapple first so that I can form the rest around the sides and create somewhat of an even pattern. So this lucky fella is going to become my center pineapple. We're going to lay that right in roughly the center, press it in just a little bit. And then when you take your next one, you're just going to layer that one kind of angled to the side. And then we're going to begin layering the rest of our pineapples also in the pan. So you can see how I laid this one diagonally. And I'm just going to lay one directly across. Then we're going to take this little guy directly across from kind of closer to that one. We're going to move that near that one. And then we're just going to move this one over just slightly so that they all can fit in. There's no rhyme or reason, but as you start placing them, you can start to see where your next pineapple needs to go. And you can see how I have like a nice coating of pineapple that they kind of touch at the end. And as you can see, it's about 5, 6 around the edge. Can't count today. But as you can see, there's 6, 1 in the middle, 5 around on the outside. So as you notice, I've been cutting some because what you want to do is you need halves to go in between those pineapples. So as you can see, that one, the half goes right there. I'm gonna grab another half, put one right there, grab another half right there. Then we have another half that goes on this side. And then we're gonna finish off right there. And as you can see, I have pineapples around the complete perimeter of my pan. Next is to add those beautiful cherries. And these cherries you just pop right in the middle of the pineapple circles. You can put some around the edge if you like. I find I just like it better with them just inside the center of the pineapples. And as you can see, all nice and done and ready for batter. We're gonna set it aside until we finish our batter. To start our batter, what we're going to do is we're going to add all of our dry ingredients together. So we have our baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And I'm just gonna take my handy dandy spatula and just kind of move that around, kind of fold it in till it combines. And now it's time to start on our wet ingredients. The first step in making a batter is, of course, adding your butter. And because this is not a really heavy batter, it's not a large quantity of batter. As you notice, I have my handheld mixer instead of using my stand mixer. You still can, but I find for light batters, something that's not really heavy, I like to use my handheld mixer. It's easy to clean and easy to move around. So I'm gonna add my butter in there. Before I add my sugar, I'm just gonna take my spatula and kind of cream out my butter. If I had a stand mixer, I would probably do a pre-whip with the mixing blades. Just for handheld mixers, they don't whip butter as well. So I actually kind of smooth it out and whip it a little bit with my spatula. I'm gonna take my sugar and we're gonna add our sugar in there. And we're gonna take our handheld mixer and mix and cream or whip the sugar and butter together on about medium, low to medium speed. The butter and sugar are all creamed together. Now it's time to add the eggs. Normally in most batters, I add eggs one at a time. Because this is just such a light batter, go ahead and add all of your eggs at once. And then once again, mix on medium, low to medium. The eggs are added. I'm just gonna take my spatula, just kind of scrape the bottom, make sure there's no butter or sugar chunks at the bottom. Next, we're gonna add our sour cream. Just kind of help all of that go right into the bowl. Once again, medium low to medium with the handheld mix. Okay, I told you this was a quick batter, so we only have a few ingredients left. We're gonna add that vanilla and our pineapple juice. Magic saying is medium low to medium. The final step to making this batter is actually adding our dry ingredients, but rotating in with a little bit of buttermilk. I love buttermilk in my cakes because they make the cakes moist. All my cakes come out moist when I use buttermilk, so it's one of my main ingredients for my cakes. So we're gonna rotate in. So I'm gonna do about a third of that flour. Then we're gonna mix that. And then we're gonna do a third of the buttermilk and just keep rotating. So then do another third till all of it's gone. Our batter's done and mixed together. I'm just gonna take my handheld mixer, put over there. One little scrape of my bowl, and then I can bring my prepared pie dish with my topping over again. It's okay, you'll see sometimes the butter tends to firm up. That's perfectly okay. It's about to go into the oven anyway. So then you just take your batter and you just pour over the top of those pineapples and cherries. I don't like to waste any batter, so I take my spatula and I run it all along the sides of that bowl, get every last drop. All right, and once I get my batter into my pan, I just kind of wiggle it to even that batter out. This is gonna go in a 350-degree oven, careful instructions, for 30 to 40 minutes. And the reason I say 30 to 40 is because you're gonna set your timer for about 30 minutes. If you're cautious like me, I may set it for 25. If the top begins to brown, you're gonna wanna tent it with a piece of foil so that it doesn't, the top doesn't cook faster than the inside. You want it to go as close to 40 minutes as possible. So I'm gonna put this one in the oven and we're gonna see how it comes out. I removed the cake from the oven and you're gonna wanna let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know when it's ready because you'll see the cake kind of shrink and that heat escape. The pan will still be warm, but that's when it's time to flip. You don't want it to completely cool when you flip it. You do want your cake a little bit warm. So I have my plate here that my cake is gonna rest on. And I'm gonna just go ahead and put my plate on top. The pan is cool enough to handle. I did have my oven mitts just in case, but we're gonna go ahead and we're going to flip it. And usually you can feel like the cake drop and just remove your pan. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, that looks amazing. Look at that. Ah, that cake is looks so good, so good. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna allow that pineapple upside down cake to cool a little bit more before we cut it. But the pineapples are caramelized, the cake is nice and fluffy. You can see that it baked really well. I'm very happy with the result. We're gonna let it cool down a little bit more and then we're gonna cut into it. Well, we have come to the end of our video and my favorite part. No, my favorite part is not ending the video. It's actually tasting the delicious dessert that I have shared with all of you. And I cannot wait to get into this pineapple upside down cake. So let's cut ourselves a slice. Oh, it just sounds so good when you hear the knife going through that delicious caramelized topping with those pineapples. Look at that. Oh, so good. I'm gonna put the knife down so I can actually take my fork. We're gonna take that piece of pineapple right there. Here we go, folks. That bite was so delicious. Oh my God, I'm gonna finish the rest of this slice of cake. But before I do that, I do wanna thank you for tuning in, watching this video. I hope you like this recipe. I have many more to share with you. Go back and look at some of my previous videos. Hit like, subscribe. I have more content coming your way and I have a few delicious recipes coming up very soon. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. While you actually log off the video, I'm gonna finish this cake.